Yo, fellas, what's up? I've already done this week's shows, but I want to share this email I got from another brother out there. And he writes, a thank you. Hello, player. My name is Anthony. I am 28 years old. I just wanted to say thank you for your videos that teach the importance of dressing nice in order to get a woman's attention. It is amazing how many guys do not get that lesson, that still to this day do not get that lesson. And I think part of the stupidity is that they probably go to the club and see some guy wearing flip-flops and some shorts and a printed t-shirt and think they can get away with it. What they don't realize is the guy has, probably a date, a girlfriend already, or he has good social skills, or he's just, what girls like. And it's to his detriment that he does that. It doesn't boost his game, but he's already got game, in other words, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? So basically, when these type of guys who are like Brad Pitt's types, girls just fawn all over them, when they dress slovenly like that, it doesn't make them look any better in the girl's eyes, but the girl's eyes are already on them, okay? If they did start dressing well, their game would blow out of sight. Instead, they're content with their little feeder pack. So does it make sense now, fellas? Okay, he writes, a few weeks ago, I bought some nice dress clothes that complement my skin tone and that really looked cool. When I wore these clothes to school and to other places, I noticed a change in the attention from women. Before making a change, I didn't get as many stares or glances. So before he made the change, women were not noticing him. And the stuff that Jovina does for you, she teaches you to find the color that will make a woman's head turn. It's a color hypnosis thing, fellas. The right color with your right skin, matching your hair, eye, skin complexion. It's kind of like color hypnosis. It just makes them look. Okay? That's the secret of color. They've done studies with color, and color does have effect on the human brain. For example, they put pink inside of prison cells, and they rip the pink off the wall. When a woman wears pink, men are more likely to give them what they want. Something about pink reminds, reminds people of babies. This is for Caucasian males, of their babies or something like that. I don't know. I didn't read the whole study on it. But you guys can do your own research. In fact, I invite you, anything you doubt that I say, go do your own research, okay? Just invest a couple of days into going out polling women and asking questions and doing research on the internet. And you'll see, okay? Don't just take it from me. All right, let's get back into this. He writes, but when I made the change, man, did I see a difference. Man, did I see a difference. I went to a Subway recently to eat. I was dressed up and I noticed a pretty Indian woman checking me out. It was weird because she was sitting next to her man. And Indian women don't do that. They don't feel their eye contact out, so he must have been looking real sharp. She was sneaking looks at me. Also, the girl making the sandwiches kept glancing at me. He writes, I also like your women do the choosing videos. This is an area that I want all of you guys to go out and do your own research on. Women do the choosing. And that is the hardest concept it is for the guys on just the internet to get. I don't know what's wrong with the people on the internet, why they can't understand the simple logic of it, but that is the hardest concept to get across. And I also have trouble getting across to a lot of the brothers who are on the internet. Not the ones off the internet, though. They're in the mix of it. They understand. But it's something wrong with the people that come to the internet. I don't know what's wrong with you guys. You don't get that. Women do the choosing. when I was on So Suave, there was fellas that, just could not understand that. They had to come back with that. But men, we do the choosing, too. When they finally got it, we do the choosing, too. Okay, Sparky, you can do the choosing, too. That's what I feel like saying to him. It's okay, Sparky. And ruffle the little hair and shit. It'll be all right. But the truth of the matter is, yeah. And you have to give them something to choose. That's what the game is about. That's what the real game is about. When you get off the internet and get into the streets, if you ain't got nothing for them to choose, they're not going to be looking at you. Now, each woman has a different little criteria about her. Some women like just tall guys. Some women don't mind height. Some women like big, burly guys. Some women like slimmer, V-shaped guys, athletic types. Some women like lumberjack types. So you have to find the women that like your type. Providing it's, because most of the women out there like the certain levels of the masculine type. If you're an effeminate type of male, if you lack masculine energy, if you lack balls, manliness, then you are very few women's type. And that also seems to be a common denominator with a lot of the fellows that I've noticed that come to the internet. Is your ball juice is kind of low, all right? And if you're going to voice me like this, and you talk like this, you really got to have some problems out there. So, women do like masculine voices also, okay? There are voice training programs. You can Google them and find them and work on your voice to bring it down to more like a masculine type of voice. Try to speak from your chest. I try to speak from my chest. I don't speak from my diaphragm down here, and I don't speak from my balls down there. But you notice how I was able to switch. When it's time to speak from my balls down there, then I'll talk from my balls. That's how my voice sounds. Okay? So anyway, fellas, women do the choosing, okay? How do they do the choosing? Think about that. How do they do the choosing? Each woman, as I said, has her own criteria. As I said, some women like tall guys, some women don't mind the height, some women like lumberjack type dudes, football player type dudes, some women like pretty boys. Most women like pretty boys, I should say. But there are women who don't. For example, a pretty boy standard would be Brad Pitt. Most of the women my generation and down like Brad Pitt. I don't see it myself, but they like him. Most women do like handsome men, though. And it's harder for people with just like regular features to get anywhere. There's a show that's coming out of England called The Fades. And the two kids in there are, both of them are unattractive. He's of African descent. They don't have African Americans over there. They have Africans. And the other one is of English descent. And, both of them are just unattractive, little males. And they play dweebs also. The type of dweebs that walk, they don't move their arms. They just walk. Their arms don't move in unison. And sometimes I notice the dweebs, they fall out of character and they kind of move their arms a little bit. But usually they walk around. And if you look like one of those kind of guys, then you got to do all you can to change and boost yourself up as much as you can. Okay? Like that fella, his haircut is bad. I don't know what else you can do for him. I don't know if he can grow any facial hair, but he's scrawny. Basically, a woman won't feel safe around him, like he can protect her. And that's one of women's criteria is, the men that can protect them. That's why, bouncing was good for me. You got numbers every fucking night. So, or people who are firefighters or police officers, protect army dudes. Women like that kind of stuff. Men in uniform, as they say. because it represents some type of authority. And that's just human programming. So they do choose, basically. When you guys who are hoe chasing out there, and a woman agrees, it's something about you that she likes. That's why. And when you do the hoe chasing, it's a numbers game, whether you're doing it online or offline. As I just did a show that I'm putting up right now, in fact. Yep, it just got up. One of the fellows on my site, I don't know why guys do this, but he made a profile pretending to be a girl to see, you know, how girls get hit on the net. And that's something I disagree with. Some bitch assness to me. Some feminine shit in some aspects. Because on So Suave, those guys were doing that, and they were talking to the guys, chatting with them, pretending to be girls. Okay, that's some bitch ass. My guy, he just wanted to see what, you know, what it was like for women out there. Okay, that's a waste of your business time. But on the internet, women, they have total power. If you say something they don't like, and you're not playing the game strong, you know, trying to schmooze them, they'll cut you off. That's all they're going to do. There's one fellow on my site, he's been banned like 8 times. It's for some reason 8 sticks in my head. It may have been like 6 times from just one particular internet dating site. Okay, or over comments he said to females, and they complain. They will ban the dude. So women have all the power in online dating. That's why in my Playing the Fish program, I teach you how to schmooze them, how to do it the right way. Okay. Offline dating, they still have all the power, because all the woman has to do is say no. She could be in the hardest, horniest mood right now, and she could still just say, no thank you. I'll wait till something better comes along. And that's the way it is in environments. When you go to an environment, they look for the dominant males first. Then the lesser dominant males are the second pick. At the bottom of the no-pick zone are the dweebs. That's the way it is. That's why if most guys that come to the internet, unfortunately, you got some issues going on. You got something going on. You know, you're not assimilating in with the normals out there. So you're in one of those classifications. Whether you're, like I was, a bookworm, I always have books, or a nerd, a math genius, or just plain fucking weird, a dweeble. Dweebles are weak individuals, and nerds can be a combination of dweebles and nerds, because usually nerds don't like the pain of working out. They don't crave it like regular guys do. Or just a shy guy, a nice guy. Those actually are in the same classification, down there at the bottom. Okay, the bottom feeders. Women don't like to step to the bottom because they want to be able to brag about their man to their girlfriends. It's all about them and their ego and how they look for a lot of women. Not all, but for a lot of women. The shit you see in the movies, that's why I hate those movies come out with, like, to show these nerds and geeks. There's one I couldn't even watch the end of it recently, where some guy takes on the world or some shit like that. Skinny little dweeble dude. And he was getting with this hot chick, and they had all these guys coming after him, trying to kill him. It's stupid. It's not the real world. You can't base your dating on the shit in the movies. Okay? That's just the movies. It's not real. So you got to change yourself, fellas. And you got to give females something to choose. Okay? I've got about 20 seconds left. He says again, but again, thank you. Keep up the good work. He says it takes a lot of stress away from him. Yes, it does. So he can approach women without stress. He chooses the ones that are choosing. And that's the way you do it, fellas. Peace.